Hi there, welcome to Burning Waters of the Moon Tarot. My name is Desiree, and in this video, I'm doing a full moon reading. Tonight, actually right now, the moon is in the constellation of Aries, and here in Texas, the sun is still up, so the constellation and the moon are below the horizon, so I'm going to get a quick reading in to see what we can discern from the full moon, what energies we can pull in. So for that, I'm going to be using the Mind's Eye Tarot by Olivia Rose, the Guiding Light Tarot by Victoria Iva, and then this is an oracle deck called the Lantern Oracle by Angelina Meterbito. So we will pull an oracle card at the end, and we will go ahead and get started. Okay, so this is not directed at any sign. It is just pulling some energies from the full moon as it is right now. The sun is fully beaming on the full moon. I believe the full moon started around 2:43 Central Time. It's just we here in the United States can't see it just yet. Tonight also there's going to be a lunar eclipse in which the sun will pass in front of the moon, in between the moon and the sun. And we may or may not be able to see that eclipse here in the United States. I know in the West we will not be able to. In the East, yes. So since I'm in Texas, I'm in the Gulf Coast. I'll be in the middle, so we'll see if I'll be able to see it or not. All right, so full moon in the Aries constellation, what do we have? So we've got Three of Swords in reverse, air energy, the Empress, Major Arcana, and the Nine of Wands, fire energy. Very interesting to have this, especially the Empress. Aries is about self-confidence. It's about the self, initiation, whereas the moon is a little bit more in the background. The moon is just a little bit quieter. The moon is about spirituality, things that are hidden, things that are things that are really deep. Definitely not above the surface. And Aries is, about everything above the surface. They're very fire oriented. Aries is a fire sign, and the moon is water. So one would think that there might be a little bit of conflicting energies, but I feel with the moon being in the sign of Aries, it gives us a chance to allow our inner self to come forward and be confident within that inner self. And that's what I get from the Empress card here, is that what we have created, and that what we are nurturing. That is what the Empress is about. She nurtures things. She's a creator, and she's got that mother energy, that mother vibe. Then we've got the Nine of Wands here, and the Nine of Wands is a fire card, and it's about coming to an end. It's about not so much as being overburdened with things, but you've got a lot of responsibilities. You've got a lot of irons in the fire. You're moving towards something, and you might be a little busy, and that's okay, especially with this Aries energy that we have here. But then we've got the Three of Swords in reverse, and this is a card of sadness, a card of heartbreak. And it's almost, since it's an air card, it's like the mind, the thinking is overplaying a heartbreak, a situation that was not very, very pleasing, not very happy. And with it being in reverse, the mind just can't seem to let it go. So it seems like it might be ruminating a little bit. So we are going to dive deeper into this message using the Guiding Light Tarot by Victoria Iva. And with this, I pull 3 cards for each one of these cards up here. And that is going to pull our story together. That's going to pull these energies together. It's going to explain a little bit more about the cards that it's under. So I'll pull 3 cards here, 3 cards here, and 3 cards here. And these 3 cards are going to explain this card. So we've got the Page of Swords, air energy, the Lovers, major arcana, and the 8 of Cups. Okay, very interesting. So the page, well, actually, let's talk about our Lovers card. So our Lovers card here is about a deep connection, a soulmate connection, getting to know someone, you know, your better half. Look at this. And it's getting to know, it's about 2 energies coming together and creating a third energy, which is their love for one another. And it's a deep, deep emotional bond. And so the energy that I have here with the Page of Swords, all pages are earth. And then because he's in the sword suit, that makes him earth of air. So all pages are very curious. They're very explorative. They want to know all kinds of things. And this page is especially interested in the mind. He's especially interested in understanding and thinking. Then we've got this 8 of Cups here. And 8 of Cups is usually a card of walking away. However, I'm not too much getting a feeling of walking away here. I am getting a feeling of a rebuilding. So when I have decks such as the Guiding Light Tarot, this deck is RWS based. However, some of the pips aren't fully illustrated. And so when the pips aren't fully illustrated, I like to use numerology. In addition to a little bit of the RWS, I kind of use what's around to decide what's going to be, what I'm going to use. And I use a little bit of my instincts as well. So with this 8 of Cups, I feel like there is a new coming together, a new building of emotions, because there seems to be a greater understanding of what has happened. So while this heartbreak might be overplaying in your mind, there's been an understanding of this. And this connection that is in relation to this heartbreak, it's starting to come together in a different way. It's starting to become stronger. So when we have the 4 here, that is a foundation. And then the 5 comes in and kind of breaks it all up. You know, the 5 of Cups is a very sad card. And then with the 6, we start to rebuild. And then the 7, we wait for that time to harvest. And then the 8 comes, and here we have this new thing. We have this new structure that's not only as strong as it was before with the 4, because now that we've learned something, we now have an extra layer. We have this lower layer that we've learned something and it's made us stronger. Then we have this layer on top, which is even stronger because we have learned something. So we have like a double-decker sandwich basically here. And so I feel that this heartbreak that's going on in your head right now, I really feel like it's just part of the process and you're still sort of processing it. But this love affair, this wonderful bond that you have has become stronger. Now let's get a read on this Empress card here. We've got Death, major arcana, the Empress in reverse, major arcana, and the 6 of Cups. Okay, so I am definitely seeing that there was a creation, there was a change, and then there was yet another creation, okay? And this creation hasn't completely been finished. It's still in the works, okay? With this 6 of Cups here, okay, so let's talk about the major arcana. The Death card is about transformation and change, getting rid of things that aren't have died and gone away, or died and just are no longer producing. And then the Empress, of course, is the same. This is the same energy, is an energy of growth, an energy of nurturing. And then we've got the 6 of Cups here, and with it being in reverse, so the 6 is, like I said, over here is a regrouping, getting your plan back together after the 5 kind of just, messed everything up. And so what I'm seeing here is that there has been a change and that there is a plan that's in place that's getting things moving again. So while seems to be like a little bit more of a, this is the path that you're headed, I feel like this is where you kind of are right now. You're kind of in this energy at the moment. You're going through a change here and you're starting to work to put things back together. Now let's get a read on this Nine of Wands. So we've got the Three of Wands, excuse me, fire energy. We've got the Ten of Pentacles, earth energy. And then we've got the Knight of Pentacles. So this Knight is fire of earth. And our Knight here is the slowest of the Knights. He's very slow moving, much like the earth is. When things change in the earth, it's just a very gradual change. And so he's our slower moving Knight. Since he's in reverse, either things are moving really fast or things are moving really slow. So we need to get a full read here. We've got the Three of Pentacles, which is the creation of something in the physical. So we've got the One and the Two that come together. They start mixing together and they make this third energy. And so this is an actual thing that is being brought into the physical. And then we've got the Ten of Pentacles, which is that ultimate graduation, that ultimate happiness, that you have all that you want and that you need here on the physical plane. You've got your house, you've got your job, you've got your family. Everything is here and you've got so much that you can pass this down. It's like our legacy card. And when you come out of the nines, you've kind of gone through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then you've collected all these experiences, all these energies, this knowledge and wisdom, and now you're ready to move on to the next plane, this double digits, right? So everything you've learned from 1 through 9, you're taking that tool belt with you, and you're basically going to a new realm with all this information, and you can start over from there with all this information that you have, but as a newer, better you or situation, and then start going through those numbers. So with all of that being said, I do see that perhaps it's a little slow going for you. I do see, so I kind of feel like this is the future here. This is the present. Wait, what did I say? No, this is where you're going, and this is the present. This is what's going on now. And then this here is what is going to be the graduation gift, if that makes any sense. So this is further into the future, I'm seeing, especially with this Ten of Pentacles here. So we don't have any earth energy other than the page, just the page being that he is a page. So we don't have any pentacles to kind of tie us down. So all of this is still kind of working together, especially here with the Empress in reverse. So I do see that whatever it is that you're working at, and with it being that we're working with the moon energy, we're working with the self, I feel that this might be you working on yourself to accept a part of yourself that hasn't necessarily been, been acclimated within yourself, or maybe you're doing some shadow work and you need to integrate that shadow back into your life. Maybe you're just realizing some of the things that have happened in the past and that how they're affecting you in the future, or in the present rather. And so I feel like this is probably your relationship with yourself. For the simple reason being that this is a moon reading, and the moon is about that inner self, that inner personality. And with it being in the Aries constellation, that is showing who you are. That is being all out there. And so what we're trying to do is integrate that shadow, or that part of ourself that we're hiding away. We're integrating that into our our sun self, if you will, the part that we're going to show people now. And Aries can help you do that. Aries energy can help you bring that which you have hidden out into the present. So that is what I'm seeing here. And we're going to now draw a card from the Lantern Oracle. Now, I have not used this deck before. I actually purchased it maybe about a month ago. So I just know I love the artwork. And I think one of the girls on the front, or the girl on the front of the guidebook, she reminds me of this dancer I used to dance with. And yes, and that's really what intrigued me about this deck. Oh, okay. Well, let me split the deck. I know I've shuffled this before. Usually when I get decks, I kind of go through them. I smudge them with Gopal, and then I shuffle, see how they feel in my hands. I just kind of play with them. I haven't actually read from here, though. All right, full moon energy. What do we have? So we have inner life. Your inner life is a garden to be cultivated. That is great that we have that. We have the two Empress energies right here. And, you know, also with death in a garden, that happens. You know, leaves fall off, flowers fall off. But when the flower dies, what comes out? A seed. And the seed is what is spread and what's going to bring about the new life. So I'm going to read that. Card number 43. Oh, I went to page number 43. I'm funny. Okay. The more we tune into our inner light or spirit self, the more we live our outer life through it. The more transparent we become, the more our inner life is reflected back to us through the innate connections we enjoy with others and our surroundings. Without a healthy and solid sense of self, communing within the spirit self, there is only ever smoke and mirrors without. To relate to others from this facade or false self is to forge false connections that create distance rather than closeness. Deep and lasting relationships become possible once we have established such a relationship with ourself. The journey home to spirit self provides us with a genuinely secure foundation to build our lives upon. Coming home to loving light within transformations are limitations and blind spots into pathways without. That sentence seemed a little weird. Let me try that again. Coming home to the loving light within transforms our limitations and blind spots into pathways without. Okay, so when we transform the light within, it transforms our limitations and the blind spots into pathways without. Okay, so it transforms the limitations from within. It transforms those to pass on the outside. Okay, I get it. I hope you do too. The loving luminosity of our inner life shines through all density, deception, and distractions. All shadows burn into the dusty ashes illusions ultimately are. Okay, all shadows burn into the dusty ashes illusions ultimately are. This is why shadows bury instead of heal what is beautiful but injured within them. This is also why shadows need the light's loving burn to peel away and crumble them back into ash. Okay. I think I understand. I hope you are understanding. These sentences are a little structured in a way that's a little tough to understand. Our inner life can openly hold space for all of the unaccepted thoughts, feelings, behavior, and compulsions that we try to hide or deny. We do not realize that buried within our shadows are, in fact, glorious allies with cores of truth, desperate for the light to illuminate and alleviate them of their necessary message to us. To bring light to our shadow is to set them as perversions of something that had started off good and got distorted. Regardless of how threatening any shadow of ours may currently feel or may have once seemed, no shadow ever is, has been, or can be anything more or less than the goodness that got lost, overburdened, or injured along the way. So basically, they're saying that the shadow was made with good intention, but somehow that intention was lost. The featured crone supports you in bringing loving light, acceptance, and value to the shadow parts of yourself. All they have ever tried to do is help you. However, it is actually your help that they need. Oh, that's wonderful. That's so true. Shadows need to release from the message that they are and that you do not pay attention to. So shadows need to be released from the reason why they were created. And your shadows are burdened with the essential information about yourself that you ignore. Okay, so the shadows are carrying those things that you are not accepting, that you are not facing. And that's a big burden to put on the shadow, to put on anyone. They need you to acknowledge them with loving attention, compassion, and appropriate action. Therefore, this card suggests that it is an opportune time to sit down with your shadow and do the following steps with each one. Listen to them with compassion, honor them with a new and affirmative meaning and significance in your life, integrate them healthily by freeing them from the dark, trust, love, acknowledge, and empathize with each shadow as you shine light upon it to transform it back into healthy alignment with the purity of your spirit self. Reach out for support and help from an appropriate professional healer or mentor to guide you through the process if you need to. It is time to take compassionate It is time to make compassionate self-exploration a priority. A journey into the stillness and the silence of your inner light-filled garden is optimal. To establish an intimate communion with yourself, you may feel the need to embrace a period of solitude. The featured crone supports you in whatever form the journey of coming home to yourself takes and requires of you. Until this inner process is complete, true intimacy with another is likely and ultimately unsustainable. For first, it needs to be established within. So this card here is in the section of the crones. And so this crone's message is, tend to your garden first. The shadows you illuminate will reveal all the good that they had mistakenly buried with fourfold radiance, strength, and blessing. Okay, that is her message. Okay, and card number 43, 4 plus 3 is 7, and that is a number of magic and intuition. Okay, and I do like the message of this card. I think this card is really true, hits true. And perhaps, that's where maybe this heartbreak is coming from, is that maybe you're not completely healed within yourself. And so it might be a little hard for you to make other connections. And like the passage said, first we have to be true to ourselves, love and understand ourselves before we can love and understand others. That reminds me of something my mom used to say. I'm not going to say it though. I shouldn't have even said anything. Okay, so that's what I have for the moon reading. And I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments, just let me know in the comment section, of course, or you can email me if you'd like, and we can have a personal and private conversation there. But other than that, I hope you have a wonderful full moon night and enjoy the eclipse if you are lucky enough to see it. Take care, and I'll see you next video. Bye.